How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another video. I'm gonna do a quick refresh on my drivetrain. I bought some pulleys for it, I bought a new chain, and I also want to try out the oval chainring from Absolute Black. I currently have a 30-tooth chainring and I want to swap it out. Okay, so this is what we're going to slap on today. Obviously the gold chain, the Absolute Black 30-tooth oval chainring, and some gold jockey wheels from JRC. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and take this old chain off. I'm going to go find the power link or the quick link. Use this little thing, this little plier. I bought this on Amazon. I think it was like $7. Highly recommend it. Makes life a lot easier. So we're gonna squeeze that out. This connects pretty good. Just run this sucker out. Okay, so I cut my new chain to the same amount of chain links as my old one, and I just wanted to show you guys how far my old chain stretched. So there you go, everything's pretty good right there. I lined up all the links as best as I could, and at the end you can see my old chain was pretty much stretched out about a 1/4 inch almost. You always want to make sure that you're on top of your preventative maintenance, so that way you don't damage anything else in your drivetrain. I know it can be overwhelming working on something that needs to be reliable. You know, you don't want to break down in the middle of the trail, because then you're gonna have to do the walk of shame all the way back to the car. But what I like to do, I like to take pictures of stuff that I'm working on. For example, I'm working on this pulley, so just to make sure that I have the pulleys on the right orientation, I take pictures of it. Obviously this is pretty easy because the top pulley is smaller than the bottom one, and then you know, it's pretty like, you know, foolproof. But yeah, I like to do that. So if you're beginning to work on your bike or anything, I like to suggest taking a quick picture of it, so that way if you mess up, you could always go back to where you started. Oh, okay, so I had to break this bolt off camera. Should come right off. There you go. As you guys can see, we're gonna have to remove these 3 bolts in order to take out the chain ring and slap on the oval one. I also want to point out that SRAM did a great job here. It obviously marked your offset and what size it is, and also it marked the torque specs for these 3 bolts. It looks like they're T25s and timed to 8 to 9 Newton meters. I love it when companies put on the torque specs, so that way you don't have to go search. I really love that. I wish companies did that more often. Bear with me a little bit. I'm kind of like new to these oval chain rings. I kind of understand what they're supposed to do. So my understanding is that this is a 30 tooth. This is a 30 tooth, so you don't gain any more teeth at the highest point. What you gain is the leverage. So basically you get the leverage of a 32 where your power is more available. So like at the top end of it, you get that 32 leverage on it. And then as you go through the stroke, it shrinks down to regular 30. And then at your weakest power delivery, a 28, back to a 30, and then all the way to the 32. So it's supposed to give you like a nice even power curve. So hopefully that kind of makes sense. I get the idea. Hopefully it works out. But yeah, let's go ahead and slap this on and see how it feels. Let's go ahead and weigh the original chainring. Looks like 64 grams. Slide in a little bit and slap on the oval. 50 grams. So you save around 14 grams. So that's pretty good. Looks like I'm running out of daylight pretty quick. The cool thing about SRAM is it pretty much goes on one way. We're gonna go ahead and just start him off by hand, so that way we don't cross thread anything. Okay, here we go. We're 9 Newton meters. Let's torque that down. Okay, there we go. Everything's torqued down. Let's slap this back on there and see how it goes. This is pretty cool. I want to show you guys this. One Up actually made a hole on the guide itself, and that fits perfectly in there, so you can slide it pretty easy. You don't have to take out the whole guide. Just loosen it up. You can go up and down. That's pretty cool. I like that. Slap on the cranks now. Bring them, put them in the right direction, right angle. Just bring them in slowly. So for the chain guide, this goes up to a 32 like wideness on it, so I'm gonna have to go up a little bit. So I'm just gonna do a snug tight so I can work with this. I'm gonna go ahead and slap on the gold chain as well. And as far as my understanding goes, you don't have to size the chain. It should work pretty good at the same length. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take this little thing out and then just try to get as close as I can to the guide so the chain doesn't pop off. And it looks like right around there is perfect at the highest point. Let's see. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave it right there. Keep turning it. And torque that down to 3 Newton meters. Torque that down to 3 Newton meters. Good to go. Double check. And that's pretty good. So we'll go ahead and close this guy too. I believe this one's 3 Newton meters as well. Oh. There's 3 Newton meters. Good to go. Double check, make sure everything's clear. No rubbing whatsoever. Everything seems good. That should keep my chain in check. Okay, here we go. So that's pretty much the installation. I think the jockey wheels look pretty nice. Brand new chain. The oval chain ring looks pretty good so far. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and torque that down, take it out to the trails to see if I feel any difference. How's it going, fellas? We're out here in the testing grounds. I just wanted to add something. I actually have the 1UP V2 bash guide. I ended up having to go to a thicker bash guard. This is from a 32 to 34 because at the widest point it was going over the bash guard and it's kind of defeating the purpose of the bash guard. Another thing I wanted to add, I had to do minor adjustments on the derailleur, but now it's just perfect. But yeah, let's go ahead and test this out. Let's see how it feels. So I actually tested this around the block, around my house, just to make sure everything was good. It definitely felt really different. There's something going on down there that it's out of the ordinary. One thing I did notice that it's a huge difference when you put power down. It feels a lot smoother, and then I don't know, it just feels a lot smoother overall. So we'll see how it goes for climbing, see if it helps out or not. It's kind of chilly out here today. Whew, nippy. All right, here we go. This is the start of the climb. You see if we feel any difference. So far, it feels pretty good. It feels smooth. So let's keep pumping up. Let's see if we stay at a nice steady pace. Whoa. But yeah, overall, it feels pretty good. We're almost done with the climb. Okay, so Puffy's a really good climber, so most of this time, he kind of like loses me on the way up. This time I was able to stick next to him. I'm sure he wasn't going all out, but he was at a nice steady pace. I was able to keep up. Still have a good amount of energy left, so that's gotta mean that this thing's definitely working. The pedal strokes feel really good. I gotta say that I'm getting used to it really quick. Another thing I want to add is that on the techie little steep sections, when I do put some power down, I tend to get some discomfort, slight discomfort on my right knee, and at this time I do not feel that discomfort. So that's another thing I wanted to add as well. All right, fellas, here we go. Quick downhill overdrive. Let's see. I'll call out some stuff that I feel if there's any differences. All right, here we go. Oh shit, a little loose. All right, so far I'm not pedaling, so no difference right here. Oh man, this place needs to be maintained. Okay. Okay. Acceleration seems to be a lot smoother. Okay, here's a flat area. All right, feels pretty good. Whew. Whew. Coming out of these berms and then going to pedaling feels really nice. Whew. That felt pretty good. All right, fellas, so quick little recap of that run. Yeah, I could definitely feel a difference. It's a minor difference, but it's definitely noticeable if you're looking for it. It's like one of those things, kind of like rev grips. If you guys ever tried rev grips, like you feel it when you're riding in the beginning. It's really noticeable, but the more you ride it, the less noticeable it becomes until you jump on a regular bike with regular grips, and that's when you feel the difference again. So other than that, it feels really good right now. I like how it feels. I want to say it's kind of like when you put a high engagement hub on your wheel. It's like really smooth since it's instant. You don't get that chattery stuff. Like, it feels really natural. I thought it was gonna feel a little weird. Let's continue riding this. It's definitely working for me. Like I said before, there's not a perfect product that works for everybody, but this definitely is working for me. And I'm really glad that I went 32 instead of going up 32 or going down to 28. I think that was perfect for me. So if you're gonna do this, in my opinion, stay with the same amount of teeth that you're at right now. Have a good one.
Yeah.
We'll hit distortion on the way down to see what I feel or don't feel. It's very loose. Oh, big old hole in the berm. Holy berm. Whew, little quail or whatever that thing is. Yeah, acceleration is definitely really smooth on this thing. Oh yeah, I'm liking this a lot. Absolute Black, great job. Definitely feel the difference. Woo! Yeah, baby. Whew. Feeling very nice. Let's figure it out. All right, here we go. We're gonna trade bikes, going back to a 27.5. Luckily, I have Mac pads, so you can ride regular shoes with this with no issues. Puffy's a 27.5 rider. He's going to 29er with an Eagle and the oval chainring. So, let's see what he thinks of it. So what do you think, Puffy? Did you feel any difference on the oval? Or?
Yeah, big time.
What'd you feel?
It feels when pedaling on like chunk or even just climbing, you feel like you're getting a little bit more push power or something. Like it's just, and then it's so much smoother.
I like it, dude. I actually feel the difference. I think it probably benefits someone weaker like me. Or so. Yeah.
No, really
it's not bad, dude. It's not bad. It was I got it for 67 bucks, so it's not a bad, like,
nice investment
for helping you out a little bit. And it was easy swap, you know, on and off. Okay, we're done with the ride. We came to get some food real quick. Got kind of hungry. Taco shop really close to, you know, where I'm at. The little local 215. We got some al pastor tacos. Pretty fire, dude. And Puffy got some chilaquiles. Ooh, baby. It's called Cokes. Anyways, I wanted to do a quick recap of what I felt. I gotta say, it definitely worked for me. It's definitely not a gimmick, just like the rev grips. It's one of those things that you kind of get used to really quick, and you don't feel the difference until you hop on a regular bike with regular grips. Like, that's when you feel the difference. One thing I did feel is when I got out of berms and I went to pedal, I'm usually on the lowest gear, at the hardest gear. And when I get off of berms, like, I have to like push kind of hard, so there's like a really hard tension, and then I was like, I'm usually pushing myself, and then, you know, it starts accelerating. With the oval chainring, that wasn't there. It was a lot smoother transition out of the berm, so I like that a lot, and I think that caused a lot of benefits towards my knee. I actually have a bad knee. I kind of hit it once. I was rollerblading and I hit against the post. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, you can kind of like bulging, so this knee always kind of like bothers me after like a long ride or like a lot of climbing. And right now I feel really fresh. I feel like we could have done like 2 more laps. But yeah, it definitely works for me, and I highly recommend it. I'm not sure if Absolute Black offers like a 30-day money-back guarantee like other companies, but yeah, it's definitely worth an upgrade. The only thing I want to say, I kind of recommend doing the same amount of teeth, you know, stay with a 30, and then you want to explore, you know, another bigger chainring, then go ahead and do so. But if you're gonna start off with the same one. It worked fine for me. I didn't have to worry about making the chain longer or shorter. So yeah, the only thing I had to do was just pretty much adjust my derailleur, and I was ready to go. Is there anything you want to add, Puffy? He's eating. So yeah, other than that, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.